Every warrior walks a different path. Samurai, the path of discipline. Ronin, the path of independence. Ninja, the path of strategy. Zen monk, the path of wisdom. Shogun, the path of power. But today, we explore the path of the Shogun. You know the position is killing you, not your body, your identity. Every morning you walk into that building, you leave a piece of yourself at the door. You collect it on the way out, smaller each time. You have been doing this for years. You call it security. You call it responsibility. You call it not the right moment yet. The mediocre man has 100 names for cowardice, but here is the paradox that will haunt you. The thing you are protecting yourself from is not failure. It is the discovery of what you are actually capable of. And that terrifies you more than any dead end ever could. There is something Tokugawa Ieyasu understood about power that took him 50 years of war, captivity, and silence to learn. A truth that separated him from every ambitious man who surrounded him. It will be revealed at the end. First, understand what you have chosen. The mediocre man does not lack talent. He lacks the willingness to find out where his talent ends. So he stays behind the desk that was never his, doing work that demands nothing, because the moment he leaves, he must become something. And becoming something means discovering he might become nothing. That possibility is the only thing he is truly afraid of. Not the rent, not the risk. The answer, that is the real cage, not the job. The fear of the answer. In feudal Japan, there was no such luxury. A man who refused to test himself was already dead. The battlefield decided who he was, permanently. There was no desk to hide behind, no annual review to delay the reckoning. The reckoning arrived every season, on its schedule. Tokugawa Ieyasu was not born powerful, he was born a hostage. At 6 years old, taken from his family and handed to a rival clan as political collateral. Cold stone floors, a foreign castle smelling of another lord's incense and iron. A child in the dark listening to a world being decided without him. 13 years as leverage, not as a warrior, as a bargaining chip in a game he had not yet learned to play. Most men would have been destroyed. The mediocre man would have worn it as the story he told for the rest of his life to explain why he never rose. Ieyasu used it as the education. He watched. He mapped every political current, every loyalty, every weakness in the system that held him. He was not waiting to be released. He was preparing to be ready when release came. Every month inside that castle was a month of intelligence gathered, of character read, of the gap between his current self and the self required being quietly, invisibly closed. Then came the Battle of Mikatagahara. He chose to fight Takeda Shingen, one of the most feared commanders of the era. He lost catastrophically, fled, sat alone in the darkness of his shame. Burnt armor, the silence of men who would not meet his eyes, the full weight of lives spent. He did not look away from what that defeat revealed. He commissioned a portrait of himself at his lowest, pale, shaken, the expression of a man entirely undone, and kept it, returned to it, not as punishment, as a reminder that the man who survives his worst defeat and does not flinch from seeing himself in it becomes something the comfortable man can never touch. 50 years later, Tokugawa Ieyasu unified Japan. 260 years of shogunate rule followed, not because he was the strongest. Oda Nobunaga was stronger, not because he was the most brilliant, because he was the only man willing to keep finding out how much he could endure, and to use every answer, including the terrible ones, as material. The mediocre man's failure is not laziness. Understand this precisely. He works. He arrives on time. He maintains the appearance of a functional life. His failure is that he has built his entire identity around never being tested at the level that would reveal what he is made of. Every year in the dead-end position is another year the answer stays hidden, and hidden answers harden into permanent ones. The longer you wait, the more the waiting becomes the answer. Stop hiding from the answer. You're halfway through this, and right now your mind is already building the excuse, the timing, the economy, the obligations, the age. Listen carefully. Ieyasu was a hostage at 6. He lost catastrophically at 30. He watched his greatest ally assassinated and the entire political landscape collapse around him. He spent 25 years in the shadow of a man he had to pretend to serve. He never once used any of it as a reason not to rise. He did not wait because he was afraid. He waited because he was preparing. This is the distinction that separates a man building power from a man building an alibi. One man accumulates experience. The other accumulates justification. One man's waiting is strategy. The other's is sedation. Which one are you? The answer is already available to you. Power is not taken. Power is not given. Power is what remains after everything that tried to break you has failed. You do not find your limits by staying inside them. You find them by walking past the edge of what you believed you were, and discovering you are still standing, or discovering exactly where you fell, and learning the precise shape of the gap so you can close it. Both answers are useful. Neither is available from the desk. Leave the position. Take the loss. Survive it. The portrait Ieyasu kept was not of his failure. It was of the last moment he was afraid. After that, he was not afraid anymore, because he had already met his worst self, face to face, recorded, witnessed, and his worst self was survivable. The thing you fear finding out, that you are not enough, not capable, not worthy of something beyond this desk, is survivable. Whatever the answer is, you survive it. You build from it, but you cannot use an answer you have refused to find. Meet yours. Face the limit. Survive it. Every warrior walks a different path. Samurai, the path of discipline. Ronin, the path of independence. Ninja, the path of strategy. Zen monk, the path of wisdom. Shogun, the path of power. Which one are you? Comment below.